That's so funny.
Also,
I'll do a 360
So the baby
Spidey
is
flip. Yes.
we're
about
guys.
to go into this prison,
I'm imagining Delia like grabbing
and I'll
her
die.
and,
But it's okay.
Imagine we're like typing it up this much, and it just ends up being like,
No one's there.
yeah, no one's there.
Yeah.
Rinna's fine. She's like, hey,
Rinna just like
Rinna.
comes in.
No, guys, imagine Rinna's not there. Like, absolutely nobody's there, including Rinna. And we're just took a trek out into the swamp for no reason.
Why would you sweep that evil over us?
Those hags we thought were in the
Oh my
sewers.
gosh, she's adorable.
Oh, gosh.
It's just a coven of
It's
hags.
just, yeah, just, that would suck.
There's a little wiggle wiggle.
She'll take it from you, babe.
She'll take it.
She will take it. Oh my gosh.
She will snatch it
Also,
so fast.
I got them.
This is just a sampling, but I picked 2 songs for my campaign that I'm writing, and this
Good.
one is spoken.
I'm so fucking excited for this.
Ooh, I like this. Yep.
And there's Aaron. I was waiting for the Aaron to
It's
hit.
me going as you're walking through the tunnel.
I feel like I'm just on the riverboat ride in
That's what I was going
Avatar
for.
World.
Oh, yes.
What's that song that Edgelord, Star-Lord is dancing to on his way in to get the orb?
Hooked on a feeling?
Is it Hooked on a Feeling?
Yep.
Yeah, we have to
No.
No,
And
it's,
also-
No, it's not.
It's a different one.
It's Come and Get Your Love.
Yes, thank you. I was like,
Hold on, we
hurry
need
up.
to play the Guardians of the Galaxy song.
We gotta
Alright.
cut the tension somehow. Does everybody have their spots cleared as much as they want? Do y'all have your drinks?
I'm prepping dice.
Have you
Right.
been to the bathroom?
Have my drink. Yes.
Because I'm anticipating we will need
Thanks,
I
dice.
haven't even to the bathroom.
That is
should
a
try
negatory.
it
I'm
now.
gonna go do that.
I put this here in case
I
you
like
decide
that
to
that's
climb it.
the
so now it's
status
right
of our
by me.
friendship is Sarah's like, who's got to pee?
Who has got to pee?
Listen.
Daniel.
Daniel holding a
Sarah
gallon of
knows
water.
when you drink a gallon of water a day, you're too busy peeing for anybody's bull crap.
You're right.
I sent him that today. It was like, here's a health tip. If you drink a gallon of water a day, you'll be too busy peeing for anyone's drama. Stay hydrated. And I was like, Daniel.
Oh my god, I almost sent this to you guys today, but it was like from a private account.
Yeah.
And
Can
it
we
was
move
like,
that a
I love you,
little
my
closer
friends,
to the
but
middle
also
of the table?
stay hydrated, bitch. And
Yeah,
I
I
was
saw
like,
that
oh,
She can go in there if you don't mind.
If you want to hang out with her. Sarah, other people aren't weird like us.
how do you say no to that, Sarah? How do you say no? She can go in there.
No.
That's great,
Daniel
but
says no
no.
all the time.
He does. Like, and that's why I told him, if you feel like it, like, she's okay to go in.
Sometimes when you're peeing and you're in your thoughts, it's nice to have a little face look at you and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
I
Oh,
pee
you're
on the
attacking the
floor.
box?
What are you doing?
She's attacking the box,
Good.
y'all.
Excellent. Okay,
She's
good.
war dancing the box.
Yes,
Oh.
And the dirty blankets.
She knows.
Also, we're gonna have Lou here. My parents are going to New England for like 10 days.
I love my parents.
So, originally, you want to know what they were going to do? The wife of the vet does dog sitting. They were going to leave Luna at the house and just have a lady come over to feed her and let her out into the yard. I'm like,
She
our
would
dog
die.
has anxiety
Yeah.
and separation issues. If you let her loose, she's
She will
gonna
not
book
make
it
it,
to
yeah.
find y'all. And my mom was like,
Old homeward bound ass.
yes.
Right. So we're gonna have you.
I will be over every other day.
Good.
Where's
I will also
She just like, she's like, no one's going to
Here,
spend the
can
day.
you close the door all the way then? Yeah. Thank you. Alright.
She
I've
was
got
our
it.
last goodbye after Renfest. When we were walking to the car, you were like, goodbye, everyone. And I was like, hug your mom, hug your father, hug your sister. Goodbye, sweet
My
love.
parents are
Oh,
going to
wow, you
Ireland
came
in
after me, huh?
September, and they're doing 2 weeks. It's like a marriage counseling thing where they learn to marriage counsel, but also get marriage counseling. And then the other week of it, they're just gonna go to be together in a foreign country.
That's really cute. What is with our parents?
I don't know, but they're doing so great as they age.
Oh my god.
like
Did
a
you see
fine
the
one.
video? Not to ruin this Irish fantasy for you. Somebody
Uh-oh.
went, and you know how they like help you kiss the the Blarney Stone thing?
Ew.
No,
He just
no,
goes,
no,
They
no.
want
Mmm. Like, off the stone, and it's like feisty, hard. It was
That's when everyone goes, ugh.
so, I mean, they weren't gonna stop him, but also.
What is a Blarney Stone?
The Blarney
Blarney Stone? You're It's
Blarney
it's
Stone.
like an Irish castle, and they have you.
It's the Blarney
You're supposed
Stone.
to kiss it for good luck. So you like lower yourself backwards and kiss the Blarney Stone, and then.
It is very weird. It is very weird.
But so are a lot of things if you think about it. Like,
Yeah.
you put a tree in our house because
Also,
a man
like,
comes down our
throwing
chimney.
money
It's kinda
into
weird.
My house.
a pool of water for luck and wishes.
But that's like in Greece when you go to the monasteries, there are like pictures of the saints and like Jesus and stuff like that. And there's one in particular of Saint Peter, and everyone puts their hands on his feet and like puts their head to his feet, or just like puts their hands on it to like get blessings or whatever. But his like feet are wearing away because so many people just like
Rubbing the Buddha's head and belly.
it's fucking weird.
Kissing a stone is not that weird when you look at the
No,
rest
it's
of the
All
world.
right.
weird. It is weird.
It is weird.
Jim is gonna have a little conniption, so that'll be fun for me to listen to in the audio later.
Cue that meme of Eric Andre or whatever his name is trying to get into that place. Let me in!
Good night, Jim.
He's like, I can't be stopped. It's a rave.
Go softly into the night.
Don't stop.
The sun's getting real low, big guy.
Don't stop.
But it's just Kepler going.
Will they taunt one another? So whichever one is out will come and be like, hey, look at me. Look at what I'm doing.
I'd have freedom.
Yeah, Jim threw
There wasn't one day though they were playing with each other like between the
Yeah,
cages. It was so cute.
Okay.
Jim
You
threw
hang out,
himself
Jim.
at me, and then Kepler saw I pet him, so she threw herself at me, and
Yeah.
as soon as I stuck my finger,
Alright,
she got one
guys.
pat and was like, and then
I-
ran away.
I have the perfect ambience for when we're in this prison.
Jean-Luc. Who is who?
Okay.
It's a Area 51 secret warehouse.
Oh my god, we're trying to raid
I got
Area
meetings on
51.
Tuesday nights. It is Tuesday.
I said that aliens were gonna find hides that are gonna obliterate
Raid
us.
Area 51.
It's just Rinna.
Checkmate. Oh, it's just her in a single cage. That's it. That's the only thing that's there.
Oh.
Just a
Actually,
cage.
we're in Area 49. It's down in the Everglades. Nobody knows about it.
Oh my god.
Sorry, wrong coordinates, my B.
We close the door and leave.
I'm really excited to listen back to this very topical joke.
That, we're 2 years in the future. We're like Area 50.
What are they talking about?
All right,
Isn't that where
who's
that
ready?
war went down?
Oh my god.
Hands
no.
raised if you're ready.
Hey, no
Even
teacher
reluctantly.
voice. No teacher voice, no nanny voice.
Ready to
We're
listen.
listening. We're adults.
Wait, hug and bubble.
No. What?
Yeah,
Wait
you
to keep your
fuck?
hands
You
to yourself and not
I've
hug.
never heard
give yourself a
that.
hug and catch a bubble.
You had to stand in line like that and
Are you trying to murder kids or like what?
Straight
It's
jacket
to
and
make them
we're
in
doing this. And
Straight jacket and duct tape.
public school. Yeah. All right, so
Let's get this going here.
you guys have gotten to the opposite end of the bog as night settles down. And where did you make your camp?
on the edge.
in a shady area.
It was right after
No,
we
you have
crossed
a
over
recording.
from the swamp guy.
Okay. So you guys kind
But we picked. Who was it? You and was it? Yes.
We were setting up camp.
We picked a spot that was
Most
kind of
nimble and
out of sight, but we could still keep an eye on things
Okay.
where we could kind of be a little bit more safe.
Alright, sounds good. So you are at this point, according to the map that Delia gave you, about a mile away from Deepwater Dungeons. Do you do anything specific tonight, or
I think we're just gonna keep watching. Take turns watching.
Yeah, rest.
Yeah, we
We
definitely
should
need
probably
What did we see?
to scout.
tonight so that if you need to take any specific spells, you can.
Word.
Because, like, I know
Yeah,
mine
those
are
are
pretty
first
stagnant.
Yeah,
but
what's the terrain like heading up to?
Swam.
the terrain is very flat compared to the rest of it. It looks like this area was probably dug out, or they picked like this low-lying area, to the point where you can pretty clearly see Deepwater Dungeon on the horizon. So As it gets darker, yes.
Thing, as soon as camp is sort of kind of set up and it's safe for me to do so, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna reform my raven.
Okay. Sure thing. How long does that take you?
An hour, I want to say.
Yeah.
So that's fine. You know, you have that time to start resting, and you get your raven to materialize again. And as darkness settles and you have the like Kepler.
Spooks in the night.
A thing crashes to the ground. Roll initiative. Fuck.
We need it to be really quiet for a long time while we're in the dungeon and then have that happen so we all die of a heart attack.
We want you to enjoy yourself, Kepler, but not like that. Not like that. So, as darkness settles and the mosquitoes come out and you can hear the frogs and alligators kind of croaking off in the water. Yes.
This is the bog and the bayou. They're skeeters, not mosquitoes.
Oh no.
You're right. My apologies. But you are actually able to see torchlight kind of moving around the area just around the prison.
Are we within like sight distance, or are we like
You're a mile out, so it's you can
like an ant on the horizon?
Alcatraz.
yeah, it's one of the
Sick.
you can see like the glow of like patrols moving around.
Gotcha.
Hey, go
But I
ahead.
mean, like, since it's night-ish time,
Yeah,
that
it's
if we didn't
dusk.
like make a bonfire, we wouldn't be like spotted.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
What we're going to need is a cart and a Holocaust cloak.
Good. Rats of unusual size?
Where's the Holocaust?
Thanks.
Where's the Obano?
All right.
So, can I send my birdie bird?
If it's a well, it's all good.
Can I send my bird up into the sky? I know it kind of got dark, but can he go explore around the mouth of the prison and see what is there, what guards are there, external gate, any of that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we made regular camp, we're taking regular watch, we just didn't light a fire, right? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I assume
Basically,
we-
to stay out of it. So we're gonna plan or something?
Okay.
I think we're gonna wait for reconnaissance. and
We
then
could do a Dakota fire pit.
They'll see us.
It's in the ground. Dakota fire pits are designed for stuff. They don't put out smoke, but you can keep yourselves warm and have a little bit of light.
I don't know
know
that
about
that's
these
worth
extreme
risking.
survival
When you roll that
Just
survival
threw it
check,
out
you're gonna
there.
say, 1, you blew up the forest. Good job.
Well, we don't really need, like, we've got plenty of rations, and
We're
it's
also
not
probably
Yeah.
in a
enough
very
to-
damp, warm area.
So you go ahead and you send your raven off in the direction of the prison, and you, through the raven's eyes, are very clearly able to pick out guards who have like torches and stuff with them, so you're able to see that there are several patrols on dire wolves going out and around, just around the outside perimeter, and you can actually see guards patrolling the upper walls. You can make out about 8 guards on the walls, and you make out at least 3 patrols of 2.
That's a lot.
Go ahead and roll perception for me.
His stats or mine?
It would be his stats. Well, actually, no, go ahead and use your stats, because you're the one looking.
An 11.
Okay. With the 11, you are able to see that there is some cover of trees and stuff like that approaching the prison itself, but the closer you get to the walls, the more it's kind of been like burned, it's been chopped away. You can very clearly make out that there is an exterior wall, and then the interior kind of building similar to did the map that you had, Julia, did that show the basic shape of the prison?
No, I think that
No.
was Dan, whatever the one that he had
No,
was.
that he did not give us.
You are able to see that while the exterior of the exterior wall is kind of a square shape. It looks kind of thick. The interior of it is a surprisingly short building for how big, like, you anticipate it to be. But there are 4 towers that connect to this more centralized building. And one of the patrols actually takes sight of the raven and kind of watches it for a little bit and then lets a crossbow off. Just bored as hell and just aiming for it. He does not hit, but he is just kind of like, yeah, fuck it. Like, why not?
He voted for Trump. So, she. There's
What if we
nothing
send the
else.
ladies to seduce them? I see we want them all.
Oh,
You guys like to dance?
Do you see anything,
one
Rinna?
boob?
How well? Can't hear you.
Oh, okay. I
How
thought you came out of this
open is the landscape around the prison? Like where the patrols are they patrolling where it's open, or are they kind of weaving?
They're
into
patrolling
the woods?
where it's open. You see a couple of them kind of weave into the woods, but it's fairly sparse. It's not a thick forest around here.
Is it regular? Like, do they have a path through the woods that they follow, or?
Yes, there is, like, as you've got this raven circling around, you can see that there is a pretty regular circuit that they're on.
Okay.
You're also able to see that there is a fairly large road that looks like it's leading around the bog somehow and leading up to the gate.
Okay. How much time between one group going into the woods and the next patrol hitting that area?
They seem to have some empty spaces where they kind of like meet on more on the corners of the wall and kind of converse before they go ahead.
Okay. Cool. So she'll tell the raven to fly back towards the woods and not just disappear in the middle of it. Because that would be weird.
Okay.
And then pop out and relay that to the rest of the team.
I actually have a plan.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, shunt.
Have this relayed. So, what if we get one of the riders, and you use the charming one, where they like you? If we have to use force, we use force, but the first try will be to charm them, get information about the patrols, take their clothes, keep them with us, and then you and whoever else can go stealthily can assume their identity to get inside. We will have more information, and it will be easier for us to go.
We could do that. I think I have some information that might be helpful. I found
You found?
this map
Purloined.
of the compounds.
Did you find it, or did you?
I did.
Where?
I promise to tell the truth, but only the truth I want to tell you.
Rather bizarre notes, but I thought perhaps they might be helpful, and gives us a little bit of an idea of the compound.
That only gives it your thought process. Remember, is that only 2 of us get in then.
That's what worked last time.
However, this prison is
Larger.
much bigger. Also, we still have that giant ring of keys that we did not sort.
I
Yeah.
had a good friend, Saka, who broke into a prison once. He started a riot to get out.
I wonder if our magic will work in there. Agra.
I would
see any
prepare
reason
yourself
why
for
it
it to not.
It's a prison of
Sneak
magic
into the
users.
kitchen.
They have to have some kind of dampening something.
around the back.
We could,
I would also.
But they have bounty hunters that use magic.
fill up the cart.
Yes. But think about it. If you were a magic user, you could get out of prison cells no problem. There has to be something that stops them.
Did they say they had a way to control magic users?
Maybe.
Not that I remember.
Or like, okay. I thought we questioned them about that.
Yeah, he didn't know.
Sure.
I don't think anymore. I think you know that they have magic users with them, and they know
Did you already say?
That they hunt magic users that way, but I don't think he knew the exacts of it. So I don't have the charm one, the one that you're thinking of. I never learned it. But I do have one where I can,
bullshit. You have used that before.
I can suggest something to someone.
One of you has charm person. You've used
That's
it
why I
before.
asked
It's
if you would-
Sifine does.
Oh, okay.
That's why I asked if you would gather mushrooms.
Oh. Yeah, I
Turns
have
into
lots
this.
of mushrooms.
To Sifine's point, if I disguise myself,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wait, we. Yes,
What
go
if you
ahead.
disguise yourself as a kangaroo and walk up to the door with mushrooms?
Oh my god!
Have many
I
ways.
forgot about the kangaroo!
I mean, we know what they say.
You're right.
They're a little bit bored, so we could probably lure them away. Like, maybe we do some kind of, like, illusory something and, I don't know, make them all goose chase it.
I could empty a bunch of powder and make an explosion from the opposite side and make them send a patrol out to loosen the guard.
On this
However,
map,
after that, if we didn't get in
This
on
isn't where
time,
the
there
front-
would be
this is the
hella
front
ready
side
for
and this is the back.
anything.
Well, that also puts people on the
Just wanted to
inside on high alert, too.
True that. True that.
I don't know. I think that them being bored is possibly a good way to make sure that they're not on top of their game.
Could you disguise
Agreed.
yourself as one of those guards and be like,
Well, that's what I was going to say. If Safine is right, if our hunch is correct, as soon as I get inside the building, it could drop. We don't know what kind of precautions they have against people using magic inside the building.
could you cast it on just yourself? Or
Just
is it...
myself.
What if we, terrible idea. Hi, this is a terrible idea. What if we all pretend to be prisoners and one of us is a magic-using bounty hunter?
I think they would be familiar with the bounty hunters.
It's a big prison. And they said that they have a lot that they put on loan. Like, they have a lot of magic users out there. That they just 1099 out. So...
If we could do it, get help.
I don't want to get... My brother, please, get help!
I don't know.
That's not a terrible idea.
Prisoner transport is not a terrible idea.
But also
And
the
we
fact
can
that
pretend that we're
It's a way to
boss.
get us all inside. The only problem is
Do we know what cell she's in?
we have no
Yeah.
idea about inside
we have,
whatsoever.
we don't
This
have
is
any
the most
idea.
we have.
I would assume that she is in a deep place.
So here's the thing, right? I'm thinking that if she was put away about 2 weeks ago, and how long did it take to...
It wasn't 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
it was
it was
only
only
3 days.
It's
Oh,
only
like
been
3
it's
days.
been roughly like 4 or 5 days at this point. That's it.
Okay, 4 or 5 days at that point, we could get put into cells, well, quote, quote, we could be led to cells that are nearby her if they do it as like a fill-up system.
It makes sense to me that they would do it. It makes sense to me that they would do it at power level.
Right, so let's just say we're weak as fuck, and then we'll get put right next to her.
Oh,
The only problem with that is these are designed to contain magic users, so there's nothing you will be able to do to get out once we are in.
Maybe we don't let them get us into the cells.
Even so, there's no way to guarantee. This is a place designed to break you.
I think it is risky no matter what we do to introduce the element of taking someone in as a prisoner. I
What
think
about-
we lose a certain amount of control that I don't
It's-
know if we can afford.
And if there's 8 guards on shift, that means there's probably 2 more shifts in there.
inside.
There's at least
'Cause
24
this place
guards.
is.
Oh, there's 6 of us. We can fucking take that.
Plus direwolves, bro.
Yeah.
We can
Sarah?
fucking take that.
I get
With
chicken
Thompson's
strips.
background, is there a role I could do
As a hoodlum
that
child.
that might help? That maybe Tamsin would have an insightful moment.
You could do an insight check.
Okay. just
I
straight
mean,
What are
insight.
you like? What are you trying to get insight on?
Well, I'm trying to pull from his background in reconnaissance and infiltration, and like 'cause that's what he was trained for, getting in, getting stuff, getting out.
Yeah.
So I guess my thought is there something I could roll where he could pull on that training and history.
No, just go ahead. You can do an insight check. 'Cause I'm trying to figure out exactly like what you're wanting, like info on, like how to get it, the best way to get in, or
Yeah. And I don't know if I'd have to do more recon on the building or whatnot. That's why I just figured I'd throw it out there.
I should play more rogues. This is a fun place.
Can I attempt to make an offering to get some crows?
I'm only a 13.
You want to collect some mushrooms?
I need more intel.
yeah, you basically like you can't get. You not only do you not know like the area, you haven't had a look at the building itself.
Yeah.
You literally only know what you've been told.
Yeah.
So, if you want to do that, I'll have you roll an Arcana check.
Right.
Even you can
Would Delia have any extra knowledge to this point, or not really?
No, this is more than anyone's really ever done.
21.
She looked
Damn.
Yeah, what are you offering?
I'm gonna offer my death drug in begrudgingly. Half measure.
A half measure?
Half of it.
Dingy.
Half.
Half of what you have, or a half measure of it?
Half of what I have.
And how many days worth do you have?
Just one.
Okay. So, you go ahead and how do you sacrifice this? Because you said that you weren't starting a fire, right?
Release it into the waters and get that beast high as full.
No, do you want methadone, like methadone crocodile?
Snap jaw. Cocaine.
It's actually something that's like an issue down in the
I
Everglades
know.
right now. All the messed up
why I
alligators.
said
They keep saying, well, it's in Louisiana actually. They keep saying, please stop giving them
Flushing
drugs.
your drugs.
Florida.
Pretty much. Yeah, so I'm gonna I guess, scatter to the winds.
Okay. So you go ahead and
she's like this.
Bill and Ted. It's like dust in the wind, dude.
so you go ahead and you throw out this half day's dose, and
Fine.
this raven caws and flutters down and says, "Speak,"
Damn it.
and it like looks over at Ingrad's.
All
I had to give
You
all
want
the
more.
drugs
Yeah,
to
you
get
said
more.
that you recalled it, right? You recalled your raven.
my raven. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was just looking at you,
It's
girl.
just studying this familiar.
Ooh, I got one. I was hoping I'd get more, but. Alright, we have one
It just
question, y'all.
looks-
What the fuck is happening?
We only get the one.
So is that
It was
Delia?
the hotline bling, as the children say.
The hotline of the blings.
Well, we could confirm that it's worth going in.
We already know that. We asked
We only
it.
get one.
Is it
Oh.
yes or no?
Yeah, we already got it. It's worth it to go.
Okay.
I almost want to see if we should ask it. Should we go in stealthy, or because I can only ask yes or no questions, or ask them deliberately if it would be okay if we went in as false prisoners.
Well, I was gonna say imitating guards.
Is stealth the best option?
Right, that's what I mean. But
Not
then,
to put a damper on that idea, but I'm an old woman. I don't think they're gonna believe that I'm a guard.
The other thought. There's a cook. What if we have servants? There can't only be one working in the entire prison. There have to be other people.
yeah, but they would know them.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of like the idea of being quote quote prisoners already in chains, so they wouldn't need to put us in more chains, and we could just straight up be a magic one of us could just straight up be a magic user, saying that we're there, but they might ask for a badge or something. I don't know.
What if we...
We're not a magic user. You could be the person.
Alright. What if we get in, we find the cook, and then we assume the identity of the cook? She could go anywhere she wanted in the keep to deliver food, yes?
But
unaccosted.
they would know the cook, right?
Yeah, they would know the cook. So same thing. You use charm person.
Oh,
She buys mushrooms.
Let's
She'll
get
trade
into
mushrooms.
the
Somebody
kitchen
will trade
door.
mushrooms.
Yes.
So it would burn some spell slots, but I could potentially get there in Kenku form, trade mushrooms, and then we would know her face. We would know what she looks like, so I could assume her form.
But we would need to take her so she wasn't also walking around at the same time as you.
We can't all be the cook.
however, if
No, we can't.
she's only in one place at one time, so we could use that until we like run into her.
Couple
And at that
thoughts.
point, we have a lot of
Is-
weapons.
One, we could ask if there's a better way in that we have not thought of yet, because at least we would know to try and find it.
More brains.
Also,
I
there's no
promise you there'll
guarantee
always
that
be
this
better.
map was created and written up by the Kenku.
I don't think it was written by the
No.
Kenku. I think it was written by the guy whose jacket you reached into.
Can Kenku even write? Probably. I don't think they can.
They'd be like,
Yeah, as I say, they have wings.
tree. Also tree.
Well, I pointed that out because I saying it probably wouldn't be Kenku going to trade fish.
Ah.
You're right. Or mushrooms.
So here's what we do. We disguise ourselves
Oh, yeah,
the way
mushrooms.
the Kenku described and just go, Rinna.
Well, we still have this question, right?
Rinna. Rinna.
Yeah, the
I
raven
was
is
so
still
bad.
sitting there looking at all of you,
I'm almost ready.
and it just kind of like ruffles its feathers and preens a little bit.
What are we asking?
I'm okay with is there something we haven't thought of yet?
I mean, we could just ask if we're going to be successful.
I feel like that
That's
just
such an
opened.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
There's an infinite possibility of things
Yeah.
we haven't thought
That,
of yet.
yeah.
Well,
That's
so
why
yeah,
I
but like our
thought
two
of it.
options right now are, or we have, technically we have like disguise, stealth, and force.
Yeah.
So if there's something beyond that.
Well, disguise is stealth, basically.
How's
That's what I was thinking.
Well, we either
like,
like
as our
sneak
flying
in
man.
unseen, or
Yeah.
we sneak in with disguises.
How
I
stealthy
see.
is our flying man? He could go to the roof and go in from
She's a gift.
the above.
I think they tried to shoot me down.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know.
I literally
how-
had it over here. She was playing with it, and then I moved it up into the chair. And she followed me and climbed the chair so she could get up to my cup.
I think we should ask something more definitive. At least if we said,
Eliminate an option.
yeah, is it best to go in like guns blazing kind of thing?
Well, nah.
If they said no, then at least we would know.
Would stealthing work?
Or
Right.
even like a
I
hop over
would
and
go
starts
with-
pecking at the ground.
I would
Alright,
go with the
alright.
stealth and not with the force, because you can always like shoot stuff, and they'd be like,
Yeah.
probably you could probably do it, maybe.
Okay,
But
so
will
should I
stealthing
ask?
work?
Well, should I ask? Will stealthing by disguise work best?
In our situation, be very specific.
That's what I asked.
Oh, your notebook just went.
Is
I view these ravens as like the genie question. Like if you don't ask the right way, maybe.
You said is stealthing by disguise the best option?
for us, yeah.
I'm gonna. Well,
And little DM's brain is like,
well, that's the thing is that like it might be initially, but I don't want you guys to act on what I say as
Right.
the gods, like the voice of the
Yeah,
gods
'cause
or
you don't
whatever. What and if something like goes wonky or goes wrong, like I don't, and then it's like suddenly not the best option.
Uh-huh.
So
we could,
Because I
well,
mean, there's
TLDR, we can fuck it
14,605
up.
different
Yeah,
outcomes.
TLDR, we can fuck it up no matter what.
yeah,
Okay, with that being in thought, can I retract that?
yeah.
Okay,
Ow!
I'll let you retcon.
thank you.
You're a little heifer. You know that?
Heifer?
Yeah.
Moo cow.
She's chunk.
Would pretending to be prisoners be not suspicious? Like, would it be unsuspicious? Question mark? Would that?
Is
that-
that too
I don't-
godly?
I don't know how
Well,
to like
yeah.
say that.
We could ask if they have a way
It's too
to.
late. I've just done my deed.
No.
Wait, how did I ask
No,
that
it
question?
wouldn't be suspicious.
No, it wouldn't be suspicious.
You said would it be not suspicious?
Okay, so it would be suspicious, is what I mean.
Oh,
And then the raven flies off.
Okay,
sugar
great.
bug. Don't do that.
Okay, so
Why did
not
I
that
just
one.
become a Texas mother? I don't.
Why did I just?
Okay, so I feel like if we disguise ourselves, then it's gonna get hecked up.
Oh, that's fine.
Is there any reason we can't sneak in through the back door?
I feel like we should go to the kitchen and just see who's moseying
We've only
around
ever
there.
seen the front of this building with our own eyes. I mean, we've got a verbal description, but I don't know.
Sorry. Ran across the keyboard and turned off and put
Oh,
it in
no.
airplane mode. That's why the ambient stuff.
So
Sorry, guys.
let me go ahead and tell you guys what spell slots that I have picked out before I utilize these as my clerical godliness. I have Command, Guiding Bolt, Healing Word, Inflict Wounds, Blast, Cure Wounds, Blindness, Deafness, Prayer of Healing, Calm Emotions, Lesser Restoration, Spiritual Weapon.
How many people does
Solid.
blindness work on?
It's anybody.
I mean, like, what span?
Oh,
Because you could just be like, boom, you're blind for like a minute,
30
go.
feet. I think.
Everyone within 30 feet?
That's not a bad idea.
I think I gotta look into that further, but I think so from reading.
What's the
It's
duration?
an option.
1 minute though.
Oh, sick.
Still, but that, I mean,
Thompson
if we
can
have a good
sprint
enough
really
plan.
fast.
Wait, what was it?
I said maybe she should use blindness for the guards, so they have a minute of blindness, and they're like, oh my god, and they
I mean,
start
I
freaking
also
out.
have darkness and pass without trace. So.
Yeah, I
I
don't
was going
hate
to
the
say,
idea.
Yeah,
you
we're
have the ability
fine.
to increase everyone's.
Stealth.
Yeah, it is.
Stealth.
I see that now.
What if one of us goes up to the back door, says something, bullshit something, I don't know. But that gives everyone else a chance to get in.
Yeah.
If we can distract the person at the back door for long enough.
Well, what if we did what Claudia said and laid like some kind of explosive? Everybody is like, oh, what is that? They leave their post, we stealth into the kitchen, and we should be able to disarm kitchen people. no
We're just
problem.
worried that then
I put
everyone
them
will be on high alert
Yeah.
after that.
Oh,
It
true.
would be
It would be
good
hard
for
to
an
get out.
exit, it would be bad
True.
for an entrance.
Okay, we throw a pebble and we make that guard by the kitchen go after the pebble. And then
I mean,
get
honestly,
in.
we could try to just get in the back door.
Right.
Or you become a Kenku, distract the back guard while we do that, and then he like hops away. But actually,
But then you don't have
I know.
me inside. Which is
Uh,
not, which is possible, it's fine, but you have two people who have a very specific skill set here, and I don't know if you want
I
to go
know.
in with that.
I mean,
and then we
Let me
also
have
risk
the map
no
that you
magic,
got. I'm gonna
too.
mark
You guys
like
both have,
guards and
regular
stuff
weapons
that she
too,
was
right?
able to see
Just
as a
in
raven.
case.
here.
Not good at the wrong.
Not, yeah,
I mean,
not great.
It's a backup.
I feel like perhaps well, I can't
You
help
don't
but
like it?
feel that if a couple of us pretend to
I'm sorry, I would say
be,
no to that.
what were the people called? Scouting the woods.
Soldiers?
Yeah, I guess just soldiers scouting the woods.
On the
If a couple
diagonal.
of us pretend to be or impersonate a couple hunters and pretend to have caught several people wandering in the woods, we could all get in that way and we could follow the paper, go rounds back. Oh yes, found these people in the swamp wandering around, bringing them in.
Right here, those are the ones that you were able to see as a raven.
The raven just said it was suspicious though if we did that. Right?
Yeah.
If you went in as prisoners, yeah.
I think what the
We sneak in through the back. We should just distract the guy in the back. Try to stealth in. Tenson cast pass without a trace on us. And we get in there and everyone's like, egad, we fucking kill everybody or just run away.
We also still have the problem of the fact that we have an entire ring of keys and have no idea which one
Oh, we
fits.
should sort through those.
Not to mention we
Would
have
we know?
We know what their rings.
We ran out of time last time, so we were like, take all the keys.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what defining feature they have.
Okay, so
You
we just
you
have,
could like sit and look through them.
we just have one key ring though, right?
No, you have like you grabbed the keys that were there, so it was like 2 rings of keys.
Oh.
It was
I just took them all.
like
so I
you
didn't
took
know.
all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that we can sit around all day and think about it, but we don't know.
I
We should
think
just
some
try to get in the back.
reconnaissance is in order.
What if we stall for tonight? You and I take as many suggestion, charm person,
Yeah.
like person influencing spells as we can,
Mhm.
but also big things that could influence many people.
Well, instead of blindness, deafness, should I take Zone of Truth?
No. I think blindness is better, because if we have to get away, that could help us.
I also have Hold Person.
That
As-
could be good.
As long as my shots are good, I can make people go to sleep still, so.
That's true.
It's true.
And my
So-
gun doesn't make noise anymore.
How about Okay, so whole person or blindness, deafness.
Well, it's not that your gun doesn't make noise. It's that
As was
they won't be deafened. Like your party won't be deafened with it.
Our head will be
In-
When you're in
Dungeons.
tunnels and stuff like
Right.
that, like before it gave some people disadvantage, you don't have to worry about that now.
Oh, but it's not like a silencer as we know it.
A silencer, as we know, it still makes noise. It's just reduced.
Right.
So that's essentially what it did. Like it's not like silent. Like people
No.
who are nearby are still gonna hear it.
Right, but is it
Yeah,
like say like in the movies, like that sort of thing?
No, it's still audible, but it's not gonna like echo and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
What time is it?
It's like night has fallen and it's dark now.
It's dark now.
Yeah.
But like dark like
Like
11 o'clock or
no,
dark
like
7?
early evening. Like it's
Okay.
like sun has only recently set.
I would like to
Rage.
go do some reconnaissance tonight. I can still get back with enough time to rest before morning. And we're not going to be able to take any action before then anyways, and I'd feel better if we had some more knowledge. You got quite a bit of insight, but I think getting up close and being able to see a bit more would be useful.
I need fan art that's just Tamsin and Ingra, but it's the X-Files poster.
Yeah.
That's the what?
The X-Files poster. You guys are Mulder and Scully.
I have no knowledge of X-Files.
That's okay.
Alright.
At this point, Delia's making like cold bog water stew. Like,
You're from
nature.
Lemony Snickets. It's the freaking aunt from.
Cold cucumber
Yeah,
soup.
that's the one. I never used the oven.
and she's
It's
sitting.
dangerous.
She's sitting on her yoga mat.
Alright, we're gonna take shifts.
I'll go first.
How long does, if you cast Dark Vision, how long does it last?
I have no idea. I'd have to look it up.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask.
I don't think it's more than an hour.
Okay.
Alright. So what are you doing?
8
Oh,
hours.
8 hours. Dope. Tamsin is going to spend 2 key points,
Okay.
and he's going to cast Dark Vision on himself.
Okay.
And he is going to stealthily head towards this fortress of imprisonment.
Alright. So go ahead and roll stealth.
Alright.
29.
He rolled a 5.
You rolled. Yeah, you rolled a 5. That's good. I'm doing
23.
Okay. So Tamsin, you cross this distance between, the edge of the bog and this dungeon without a sound. Like you're flying.
It's like
And-
whenever the dogs run through like wheat fields and you just see like, and then
Kaboom! And based on what Angarad was able to tell you of the circuit that the guards do, are you approaching the dungeon itself or are you sticking to the trees?
How far is the tree line from the base?
Like it's a good 50, 60 feet
Okay.
is where like the closest tree is
Yeah.
to it.
Well, I'm gonna, as Tamsin approaches the tree line, he's gonna be a little bit more cautious, keep an eye on things. His dark vision is about 60 feet, so he's gonna stay within. If he has to pass the tree line, he's gonna crawl basically. He's gonna
Okay.
stay on the ground super low, which I mean hiding from him's not too difficult, but he's gonna stay on the floor if he has to go outside the tree line to stay to like within range of actually being able to see stuff.
Alright, so Tamsin goes ahead and approaches. And, a few times he does have to, like, crouch really low and, like, turn his back so that the shadows fall on him just the right way where he's essentially overlooked. And it takes you a few hours. To like get around and investigate. And same thing as the Raven, as Angarod was able to see through the eyes of the Raven. It's very much like a board patrol. No one seems to be on high alert. You know, even after what's happened in the city recently, like out here, either they haven't heard about it or these guys just don't care that much.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone seems kind of lax. You know, the patrols will sit and kind of talk, and they'll let the wolves go and sniff around. And a couple times you think maybe a wolf might have smelled you as it passes by. It pauses a little bit now and again. But you're actually able to get around and get a good idea of the layout of the outside and like how tall it is. And these walls are no joke. Like, these walls are high. I can't get the height stuff right in my brain, but it's a good
story.
It's a good like 40, 50 feet. Like, they're high. But you're able to see the torchlight of, you know, the guys that are going around and the torches that are kind of like on the edges there. But go ahead and roll perception. No, investigation. You are investigating it.
Come on, Tamsin.
19.
Hey.
Okay. Tamsin, as you're going around, at one point, you do think, oh shit, like, they've spotted me. And you bolt toward the shadow that is, like, hugging this wall. And you trip over something unexpected. You trip over a tree root. And you realize that some very defiant tree they built this wall over it, and it has grown over the centuries, grown through this wall and kind of twisted up through. And there is a small hole in the wall that looks like they've haphazardly patched it up, but they aren't super concerned with people like breaking through or breaking out.
How big is the hole?
It's big enough for you to fit through, and you could very easily remove enough bricks to get like Saphine or
Everyone but Remember.
pretty much like Claudius and Remember would have a really hard time
Kool-Aid
getting
and
through.
run through to the wall. So.
Could
then
you mark
she's
which
in.
wall?
Yep, absolutely.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh fuck.
Rinna, we got you. Oh no. Oh yeah.
Okay, I really have to pee, but I want to remind everybody that in order to call oak, we have to carve that thing into a tree.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
And it's definitely one that it looked like at some point someone tried to like hack it away and get rid of it, but they just kind of fuck it.
Stubborn tree. Good stubborn tree.
Yeah.
Okay. At any point, and at any point is Tamsin able to see in through like the gates on the front and the back?
The gates at the front, no, they are
Okay.
like it is closed up tight. The gates at the back, it's closed, but you're able to see through as you're kind of like darting through the trees and stuff. You're able to see a door swinging off to the left of the, like to the inner left of the gate, and then you're able to see some movement in a smaller building to the right, the inner right.
Okay. Quick question, based off of what the Raven, was it Raven?
Yeah, it was Angrad, yeah.
Yeah, the Raven saw. Is like the top covered? Or is those just walls?
It's open. No,
Okay.
it's just the walls and then like courtyard and then another inner building.
Okay. So, but seeing through it just allowed me to see to like the
Yeah,
wall.
you can see like the walls of
Okay.
whatever building is in there, but like
There was no real details what was in the inner courtyard.
You
No.
could unlock the door from the other side. We don't need a key.
Okay.
Maybe.
Can I do an insight check to see if there's anything I could pick up on any of the guards as far as like maybe a bad habit or weakness, or maybe they've got a limp ankle or something like that, some type of weakness that could be exposed?
Go ahead and roll.
Question.
And that would be more perception than investigation.
Okay.
Since we're doing some sneakage in this upcoming scene,
10. Okay.
do we think that it would be preferable and to our advantage to do this at nighttime? So we have shadows to hide in and we get a
That's
little bit
pretty
of
much it.
advantage.
Tenzin's gonna head back.
Alright. So it would probably take you a good 4 hours to do that. Are you sleepy?
Okay.
So who would be on watch? in
I
those?
went first.
Oh, yeah, I'll assist her.
Okay, so you guys would be at the end of like the first watch.
Wait, who's on watch?
Claudius and
Delia's
Delia.
gonna be sitting there and she's just gonna be like, touch on the wing, like, you'll growing up to be such a nice young man. She's known him for like 2-3 days.
Are we having an awkward as fuck
Ooh,
conversation?
look at that fancy bag.
Oh,
It sounded like you were having an awkward as fuck conversation.
No,
Oh,
Delia
yeah.
was just petting my wings. It's not awkward at all.
it was more like a, you know, whenever you pat someone on the shoulder, you're like, oh, what a sweetie. But she's like, I don't know. But there's whole, like,
Just like uncomfortably tolerating it. Thanks.
As they're on watch, can Tenzin sneak into camp and sneak up behind them?
Go ahead and roll stealth versus perception.
You're gonna give this
Yeah.
sweet
So-
lady a heart
So
attack.
you both roll perception.
I also have advantage on that right now.
Ah,
Fine.
crap.
Fine.
Oh well.
What'd you
It's
get?
for fun. 14.
17?
Yeah, so what did you get?
16.
Okay, so yeah, the two of you.
Can she just be like,
So Tamsin, you are trying to sneak into camp, and then you see both of them like catch your eye.
Just testing to make sure we're safe. Got to go get some rest.
Always
Did
ready.
you find anything?
Lots. But it'd probably be better if we all just discuss it instead of having to repeat. And then these people have ideas and these people have... I'm going to go get some rest before the sun comes up. Good night.
Just don't look through my bags.
All right. Who's on second watch?
That's Tenzin.
She's just boy.
Okay. So Sophina, remember, roll perception, please.
So, short rest? I mean, 4 hours is plenty, but I think technically it's
Yes.
6-18.
6.
Wouldn't it have been great if I had taken invisibility? That would be awesome.
It's too late.
yeah, I mean, kind of, but also.
You do.
But also you have no idea.
That's okay.
All right.
Your other stuff will come in handy, though. Like,
So,
at some
Sophine,
point.
as you guys are sitting there, remember, you're kind of like fending off mosquitoes and stuff like that, and you're keeping a really close eye on the water for like alligators and like anything coming out. You see like what looks like a turtle, but then you see the turtle like eat a duck and then go back under. Remembers having a time. Sophine, you're able to, as you watch this area, you're able to pretty clearly make out the guards, and like you get a very good understanding of the circuit that they're on, similarly to Angrod and now Tenzin. So that's what you get from your watch, but nothing comes after you.
That's good.
Nice.
Alright, and who's on last watch? Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Are you by yourself?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, I can do it with
Perception.
you. I only need
Yeah.
an hour of sleep, so...
Do it
Short rest.
together.
Gotta make you points
Okay, but
back.
how much sleep does Tenzin need?
You need like an hour. I mean, he'll take a couple hours.
It's we said perception, right?
Yep.
16.
Okay.
Wow.
Similarly to what Sophie saw, like you're able to really clearly see the different torches and stuff, but you also can see that as the sun comes up, you can hear them kind of like calling to one another, and you actually are the first one to hear the bell, and they pull a bell and they busy themselves with something.
Call locksmith.
Does it look like a change of the guard, or
You can't see from here, but like you're the first to get this. Like this is what's going on. And so dawn rises.
Well, I feel refreshed.
Do my morning ritual, that's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm. She's doing sun salutations.
Meanwhile, Rinna's getting her hands broken into 1,000 pieces.
We had just like quick clip to her. Ah! You hear something?
Is everybody awake?
We're awake.
Alright, so I got quite a bit of info on my scouting mission, and I think I found something that could prove very useful. There is a wall on the far, what is that, the north side? North side?
Yeah.
I'll say the north side for now. On the north side of the compound, where a tree, a very stubborn tree, is growing through the wall, and there is a hole through the wall. As it stands, I'm probably the only one who could get through the wall, but we could easily make the wall bigger. However, there's a couple of us, and Tamsin looks at remember, and wow, why am I drawing a blank on your name?
And Claudius.
Cinnabon.
Okay, I was gonna try and remember. Claudius. He looks like Claudius and remember, and just kind of like nods. A couple of us that probably wouldn't be able to get in, but I think it is promising. That wall, there are only 2 guards. The front and back walls, east and west, have 4, so we're dealing with less guards on that end. We'd have to work out a lot of details, but I think that's the most promising detail so far.
If Remember and I can't get through, we could go to the opposite side and create some sort of distraction.
In addition to that, it would use a decent amount of my spell energy, but I could potentially make you 2 smaller. We could get you in that way if we wanted to.
How long would it last?
Or
It would last not long. It would last up to a minute. Enough to get you in, but I could only get one of you out.
If I was quick enough, I could fly up and take out the guards on that side of the wall. If I was quick enough, and if we did
Well,
it at night.
I mean, if the majority of us can get in, perhaps through disguise, one of us could get the others in through the back door without issue.
It's possible. Yeah.
That way we could reaffirm from the inside. We could be like, ah yes, we've been waiting for you.
If we go in stealth without being seen, we either have to blend in right away, or we cannot be seen at all.
So what he's saying is, Temp and Delia will be fine for the rest of your good luck. Ah.
But we know for a fact that there's at least 12 guards on the outside of the walls with wolves. We have no idea how many people are on the inside. It's nice to imagine, get in, raise hell, kill a bunch of baddies, save our friend and get out, but the likelihood of that is it's not a very reasonable idea.
Perhaps instead of all of us trying to get in, we break the team and have a contingency group. So those of us that have means of getting in and staying in one way or another go through the hole that you found and stealth as long as we can, but then after that figure out what we're doing while another group stays outside. I have a means of communicating as long as you stay within something of me.
Oh, see, I would love to not go into the prison because I cannot do the rolling and high numbers.
You have to come.
Well, and if there's
But maybe
any
not.
group that's going to be on the outside that can handle themselves, I think the two of you are pretty well suited for combat. So, if we had to do it that way, we
Could
could.
try to draw some
but-
people out.
Well, we've got a lucky
We've got the
roller
range while
and
they try to run us down
sometimes
with me.
not so lucky roller. So maybe they'll balance out.
I'm not
Alright,
opposed.
I mean, ultimately, we could figure out a way
That's
to get
when you
everybody
could-
in. But
We could find a way. Does send message work to a certain distance? Because we could get within one of the walls if they were close enough at the end and be like, hey, do the explosion now. And in the hurry, we could be like, go, go,
We
go.
could also
gotta
ask
get him,
where
gotta
Rinna
get the
is.
bad guy.
Rinna, what cell are you in? Describe what it looks like. Where are you? What level are you?
However,
I
if there's a
can't-
magic use in the
Gets
building.
blocked by a foot of stone.
Damn it!
also, as soon as we go
That's
on the
some
walls,
bullshit. What is
But there's
this?
no room.
Metro
Could you go-
PCS?
Could you go over if there's no room?
No. Boost mobile.
It doesn't, like, even down, I think it wouldn't
Yell
matter.
through the crack of the wall.
It is theoretically a cantrip, so I could keep trying to send it as much as I could, and then we
that
could
would be
maybe
bad.
try and find her that way. But, like, I'm forced to imagine that this is an underground prison. It's all